Dear friends, welcome to another episode of Military Ops. In this video, we will discuss the deep and ambitious restructuring program of the United States Marine Corps, which is leading to radical measures such as the abandonment of heavy armored vehicles. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do so and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. The United States Marine Corps, USMC, has a rich history filled with heroic achievements. Established in 1775, it has played crucial roles in nearly every major conflict involving the United States. From the War of Independence to the present day, the Marines have always been the spearhead of U.S. military operations in maritime environments. During World War II, the USMC stood out like never before. It was in this conflict that the Marines solidified their reputation as an elite force, playing a key role in the Pacific campaigns against Japan. The amphibious warfare strategy was masterfully applied in iconic battles such as Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Iwo Jima, and Okinawa. The Battle of Iwo Jima, in particular, became a symbol of sacrifice and bravery for the Marines. The famous image of soldiers raising the flag on Mount Suribachi, captured by photographer Joe Rosenthal, is one of the most recognized photos in military history. The capture of Iwo Jima was essential for the U.S. advance toward Japanese territory, securing strategic air bases for future operations. After World War II, the Marines continued to play key roles in major conflicts, such as the Korean War, where they took part in the heroic retreat from the Chosin Reservoir and the amphibious landing at Incheon in September 1950. Before that landing, United Nations allied forces, led by the United States, were trapped at the southern tip of the Korean peninsula. General Douglas MacArthur ordered a bold maneuver, launching the Army and Marines into Incheon, behind North Korean lines. This operation averted, practically at the last minute, the complete destruction of Allied forces in South Korea. The Marines also distinguished themselves in the Vietnam War, particularly in the Battle of Hue, fought between January and March 1968, when 4 Army battalions and 4 Marine battalions managed to defend the city from a massive North Vietnamese attack. In the 21st century, the Marines played key roles in operations in Afghanistan and Iraq, further proving their ability to adapt to new forms of warfare. It was precisely this evolving nature of war that led in March 2020 to the then Commandant of the Marine Corps, General David Berger, presenting an ambitious restructuring project for the force, Force Design 2030. The central idea of the plan is to modernize equipment, enhance collaboration with the Navy, intensify amphibious operations, and transform the Marines into a highly agile and lethal strike force. In 2023, the project's name was simplified to Force Design, dropping the 2030, but its core objectives remained unchanged. Force Design proposes the creation of new formations known as littoral regiments, highly mobile units that integrate infantry, rocket artillery, logistics, and air defense. These regiments will be equipped with drones and long-range missiles, allowing the deployment of small detachments across strategic islands, using amphibious vessels to ensure mobility and control over vital maritime routes. Beyond the creation of littoral regiments, the weaponry and force structure are also undergoing major changes. This includes the elimination of heavy tank battalions, reflecting a shift in combat doctrine, which now prioritizes mobility over heavy armor. Instead of traditional heavy armored vehicles like the Abrams, the focus will shift toward lighter, more agile armored vehicles, while rocket artillery will become the backbone of fire support, allowing precision strikes on distant targets. Modernization also includes expanding the number of drone squadrons and missile batteries, leveraging advanced technology to improve reconnaissance and remote strike capabilities. The Marine Corps Aviation Branch will also be reorganized, with a slight reduction in the fleet of transport helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft, while refueling aircraft and drones will play a larger role in operational structure. Another major transformation is the shift in logistics and support operations, with the organizational structure being redesigned to make missions more agile and better integrated. The integration of supply, maintenance, and medical support units into new formations will ensure greater efficiency and adaptability in modern warfare scenarios, where logistical flexibility can be the decisive factor for victory. It is always important to remember that logistics has long been considered the most complex mission in amphibious operations, as it requires a continuous flow of ammunition and supplies across seas and airspace that are often hostile and heavily contested by enemy forces. For this reason, modernizing, streamlining, and increasing the flexibility of Marine Corps logistics is seen as crucial to the success of future missions. However, not everyone has welcomed these changes. A group of approximately 30 retired generals, including all living former commandants of the Marine Corps, has voiced strong opposition to the plan. Their main criticisms focus on three key points, such as an excessive focus on the Pacific, which they argue will leave the Marine Corps less prepared for conflicts in other regions of the world. They have also criticized the over-reliance on innovative concepts that have not yet been widely tested in real combat scenarios. Finally, they have expressed concerns over the elimination of tank battalions and the reduction of conventional artillery, which they believe will weaken the overall combat capability of the force, particularly during post-landing operations, when Marines must advance inland and face stronger enemy defenses. On this point, critics reference the successful use of heavy armored vehicles during the 2003 invasion of Iraq. On the other hand, supporters of force design point to recent events, such as the war in Ukraine and the Red Sea crisis, as proof that light, well-equipped forces using missiles and drones can be highly effective. Force design is, without a doubt, one of the most significant transformations in the recent history of the Marine Corps, with its goal being to shape a modern, agile, and lethal force to face emerging challenges, particularly in the Pacific. However, the criticisms raised bring up important questions about the viability of this model in global conflicts. The restructuring of the U.S. Marine Corps with force design is a bold bet on modernization and mobility, but it also raises doubts about its true effectiveness in global warfare. The removal of heavy tanks and the emphasis on drones and missiles could be a necessary advancement or a strategic mistake that weakens the Marines' ground combat capabilities. And what do you think? Will the Marine Corps' new doctrine be effective, or could it compromise the force's combat readiness? In a global war scenario, are lighter and more agile troops the best solution, or is the power of armored vehicles still indispensable? Leave your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for more content on military technology and combat strategies. See you in the next episode.